Page 4. I go for refuge and turn my light into the Buddha, the Dharma, the Sangha. By my accumulations of practice of giving and so forth, may I become a Buddha to benefit sentient beings. I go for refuge and turn my light into the Buddha, the Dharma, the Sangha. By my accumulations of practice of giving and so forth, may I become a Buddha to benefit sentient beings. I go for refuge and turn my light into the Buddha, the Dharma, the Sangha. By my accumulations of practice of giving and so forth, may I become a Buddha to benefit sentient beings. Sanje Joda Zoge Jonam Loi Chanju Pardo Dane Gyapsu Che Dage Jinso Kebe Tsonamgi Dola Benjir Sanje Jubara Esho Sanje Joda Zoge Jonam Loi Chanju Pardo Dane Gyapsu Che Dage Jinso Kebe Tsonamgi Dola Benjir Sanje Jubara Esho Sanje Joda Zoge Chonam Loi Chanju Pardo Dane Gyapsu Che Dage Jinso Kebe Tsonamgi Dola Benjir Sanje Jubara Esho Om Ye Dharma Hetu Prabhava Hetum Tesham Dathagato Hyavatat Tesham Chayo Nirodha Evam Bhati Mahashramanaye Svaha Om Ye Dharma Hetu Prabhava Hetum Tesham Dathagato Hyavatat Tesham Chayo Nirodha Evam Bhati Mahashramanaye Svaha Om Ye Dharma Hetu Prabhava Tesham Dathagato Hyavatat Tesham Chayo Nirodha Evam Bhati Mahashramanaye Svaha. All phenomena arise from causes. The causes are taught by the Tathagata. The cessation causes as well is taught by the great seer. Okay, before we go any further, I just like to listen to some of the questions from your group discussion. Questions, quick. From yesterday, from day before yesterday, from today. Questions, just raise hands. Raise hands. Yes, over there.
So you are talking about impermanent phenomena and permanent phenomena.
Yes.
And we had a doubt regarding the permanent phenomena.
Yes.
Yeah. So when you say permanent phenomena, do you refer to as the absolute truth, like dependent origination?
Okay, to simply put, what is permanent phenomena, right? Okay, how many you... Okay, this group, who are those in this group? Raise hands. Raise hands those who are in this group. Okay, good. And from the other groups, you have the response to this question. What is permanent phenomena? Oh, same question. Okay, so and who's the moderator? Twins online, yes. And this group? Same group. So Joshua, you didn't give the answer.
I mentioned that the permanent phenomena does not, there's no substance to undergo change.
Still they're not too happy. Huh? Okay, and what about Carlton Shirvla? Your group, you have the same question?
Yes, we discussed. Yes.
Okay. Okay. This is Very good question, I would say. This is a very good question. In fact, if that question really hits you, which means that you are starting from the scratch and you want to go very systematically. These people will shine. If we just jump over there, just like this, you will never grow. You may have something to say from this, that, and so forth, but you will never grow. This inquiry, this is something which you don't find really discussed. So I'm glad that this is brought up in this group, in all the three groups. Okay, let us say, first of all, what is important for us to do. Of course, don't think that 2 minutes of my explanation will make you wow. You'll never make it. Because the thing is that these things are something which is like modern education. What you learned physics, chemistry, biology, and what else? Mathematics, and so for language. How many years it took? It took like minimum 12, 15, 16, 17 years. And that too, your life, money, resources, time, everything invested. And don't expect that this complex, the concept, you'll get in 2 minutes. Don't expect that. Okay. We should be very realistic. So having said this, we begin, let us not come up with the presuppositions. Say your own thoughts, come clean slate from zero. Say that anything is possible. So with this mind, let's come here. The first thing that we need to talk is, what does it mean by existence? What is existence? Something exists, something does not exist. This is what we need to understand. For example, the fan, it exists. Bodhisattvas exists. And our being together exists. And our separation will exist. This is reality. So that we have to acknowledge. What is existence? Number one. Within the existence, something which existence usually is understood as, existence is what a valid mind sees, or what a valid mind cognizes. That is the meaning of the existence. What a valid mind cognizes. For example, here's a fan. Yes, it exists. I can feel the breeze from this. It exists. If it is not there, if there is imagination, then I cannot feel the breeze. In the breeze, it exists because it gives me the ease. I could feel the ease because of this. Without the breeze, even if there's a picture of the fan, picture like something which is the picture of the moving fan, still will not give me the breeze. And even if I think there's a breeze, but my ease is not coming. So from this, I can see that these things exist. So existence is something which your mind, valid mind, cognizes. Okay. Within that, thus far, when we say existence, we have a feeling that it should be something solid. But this again something which we need to dismantle. This concept that something should be solid for to be existent. Say what is in my hand? Flower. What is in my hand? Hey, this girl, what's in my hand? Nothing. You remember what she said? Day one, I asked this question. The Nalanda people, they say, absence of flower. Whereas the real people, they say nothing. Which means they are in the conventional world. And the Nalanda people, they are out of conventional world. Absence of flower. You're getting it? Okay. I don't mean to demean the Nalanda participants. You are very precious. Because of you, it makes this retreat way easier for us. Otherwise, many of the things, what is permanent, impermanent. Nobody's any clue. Then I have to explain from the scratch. So this text we cannot do. So because none of the students and that the others can do, okay, you discuss in the group and you discuss, that's amazing. Okay, nothing there. Nothing's there. And if you go to the market and ask the, okay, say, I want a bread. You buy bread and you say, here's the money, right? Here's the money. There's nothing there. Here's the money. You say, where's the money? There's nothing there. There's absence of absence of chocolate there, absence of flour. They will say you're crazy. You're getting it? This conventional world. So, in the conventional world, when we say there's something there means some solid thing should be there in the conventional world. So, one thing that we need to do is we need to dismantle that. Then it is not wrong. It is not wrong. But that idea, existence and something solid, existing solidly, solid existence and existence is equated, that is something to be discarded. So with this in mind, let's say that, is it true that the flower is in my hand? Is it true? Answer is yes. When you say true, means it exists. It's true means it exists. Is it true there's no flower in my hand now? Vinay? Is it true that there's no flower in my hand? Yes, which means no flower is existent. Because it's true. You're getting it? So there, particularly those of us who are hearing it for the first time, you can feel that, yeah, it makes sense, but still there's a haziness there. You feel it? Some haziness, although it does make sense. It's true that there's no flower. It's true that there's absence of flower. It's true. True means it exists. Absence of flower exists. You're getting it? Okay, it will not really click so well at the moment. Don't worry. But at least take with you the rationality that there's no flower is true. There's no flower in my hand is true. So what is true? No flower in my hand is true. So no flower in my hand is existent. You getting it? Okay. This is how we understand it. Next, permanent and impermanent. Impermanent. Things, by the very definition, things which undergo change. Things which undergo change is known as impermanent. This is the understanding. But even the impermanence also, there are two levels of understanding. What the common people's understanding, and the more the technical understanding. Common people's understanding is something which has an obvious change, or whose continuum terminates. For example, let's say that, okay, once upon a time, Tibetan people from Tibetans from Tibet, they come to India, Kalimpong, and this place happened to be like the business center, Kalimpong. From Indians, they come here, Tibetans come here. It's like a business, the place here. Oh, how many are from Kalimpong? Presents? Okay. Viraj, tell me, was this a place where the people from Tibet come, people from, it's like a business transaction place? Kalimpong, yes. Because we see that Kalimpong is one of the places where many of the ancient Tibetan bureaucrats, government officials lived. Many important government officials, they lived in Kalimpong. They have their place in Kalimpong. When the Tibet was invaded by China, they moved here. They stayed here. So Kalimpong, for the Tibetans, is a very important place. So it was true that it happened. Now, finished. The story is gone. Now Tibetans coming from Tibet for business, this all is a past history. Is not real anymore. It's impermanent. It's impermanent. And the say, each one of us, when we were 5 years old, 6 years old, 7 years old, even our hands used to be extremely cute. You remember that? Your hands once, when you were 5 years old, 10 years, your hands were so cute. Now look at it, not so cute, right? And Kokil, at the moment, is okay, right? Not cute, but it's okay. But after 10 years later, it'll become not okay. You're getting it? Okay, this is with all of us. It's impermanent. Even you, this is impermanent. This is where the ordinary people's understanding of impermanence. What is the ordinary people's understanding of impermanence? Impermanent phenomenon whose continuum terminates. That is ordinary people's understanding of impermanence. But the technical understanding of impermanence is not necessarily continuum should terminate. There are impermanent phenomena whose continuum never terminates. For example, time. Time exists eternally, but it's not permanent, it's impermanent. It'll never stop. Likewise, your mind never stops. Even when you become enlightened, your mind continues. But mind never stops. Yet the mind is impermanent. The continuum of the mind never terminates. Continuum of your mind now, this life's mind will terminate. But the continuum of your mind per se will not terminate. We have to make this distinction. Say, your body of the youth has already terminated, meaning your body when you were before 10 years old, that body has already terminated. You agree with me? Terminated meaning that youthful thing is gone. That's terminated. Yes.
How about moon and sun?
Moon.
And sun.
Moon? Okay, moon. Moon is impermanent. The moon is impermanent. The moon, I'm not sure if there's a blow of the. At first, it's very easy, impermanent, but let's say, from the ordinary people's perspective point of view, even the moon, one day it'll disappear. Because moon is revolving around the planet Earth. Because of what? What force? Gravitational force. You getting it? So, say how it revolves around the moon, around the planet Earth, and together, along with the planet Earth, moon revolves around the sun, and together with the solar system, whole revolving around the Milky Way galaxy. You getting it? So the fact that it's moving means it's changing. Number one. Number two, is made of atoms. Atoms are constant. There's constant flux of change happening on the atomic level. So this is impermanent, obvious. And, okay, so what we're saying is that the mind, you as a human, will live for like, say, a certain age, 60, 70, 80, whatever age. And then leaves a body, that is the end of the continuum as a human being in this life. But you as a being will never terminate. You die, you go next life, so you are still you as a being. It continues. You become a Buddha, still you are a being. It continues. You are impermanent. But impermanent doesn't mean that your continuum should terminate. So this concept, that impermanent means that one day its continuum will terminate, that is the concept understood by the ordinary people. But as technically speaking, impermanence doesn't mean whose continuum terminates. Instead, impermanence is something, impermanence where the momentariness is involved. Momentariness is involved. So although my mind never terminates, but my mind momentarily changes. Although the time never terminates, but the time momentarily is changing. So the momentariness is the mark of the impermanence, is the definition of impermanence. Now, having said this, it can be, it's not that easy. In fact, when I was studying, when I was doing the studies, it was something which I was contemplating a lot. Say, I was impermanence. What is impermanence? So my body is changing, and I am changing, my mind is changing, the world is changing. This is what we see. And where this is change, there should be some substance there. You agree? For something to undergo change, there should be substance as the basis for it to undergo change. For example, okay, this is changing. This is changing, which means that there's substance there, which made of atoms undergo changing. So, now, absence of flower, no flower, there's no flower. What is there? Nothing there. Flower is there? No. No flower is true. No flower. Absence of flower is true. Absence of flower, true means absence of flower exists. So, but when you say there's absence of flower, there's no substance to say that I am the absence of flower. Whereas the flower, there's a substance there to tell you I am the flower. Is there something? Do you see a substance here? So, where there's a substance, that should invariably undergo change. That's impermanent. Where there's no substance, there's nothing to undergo change. So something exists without a substance, has nothing to undergo change. So it exists without change is known as not changing. Not changing is permanent. So permanent doesn't mean that there's some entity there, like a person or some solid entity, Buddha, something solid object there which doesn't change at all. This is very ordinary people's understanding of the permanent phenomena, permanent, impermanent. So here, when you speak about the permanent, is simply a phenomena which lacks substance to undergo change, as simple as that. Okay, next question.
Could you give more examples?
Okay, many. For example, let's say, are these two one or different? Hey, are these two one or different? The lit and the flower, these are one different? Different. Okay. Now the phenomenon known as difference. These two are not one, these two are different. The phenomenon of difference, it exists. Where is this difference? Is it here or is it here? Okay, the phenomenon of difference, is it existent or not existent? It exists. It's true that these two are different, which means the difference is there. This difference, does it exist here? How many things are there? Hey, how many things are there? Leon? Two. Only two things are there. Now tell me. Right? So Nalanda people, they are a little crazy. They'll say three. Right? Okay. Huh? Innumerable.
Flower, non-flower.
This is what I'm saying. Nalanda people, they will not say two, they will say thousands. There's something wrong. Right? So Nalanda people, when they say from step one, it is like ordinary people. Then go to little matured, they will see many things. I show two, and they will say that thousands of things are there. And then they go to the pinnacle. At the top level, again they will come back. They will get the proper eyes to see two things. So this is exactly what happens in the monastery. In the monastery, the debate court, thousands of monks debating, thousands together, two in pairs. So let's say junior most class there, senior most class there. If you go there to watch the debate, it's very interesting. In junior most class, you will say, are they debating, they're studying, or they're fighting? You will literally see that they're fighting. How? Let's say one person sitting down and others are standing to throw questions. And the person, say, you throw question, and somebody else, again, things are very active. They are coming with their own thoughts, own questions. They will throw you out. And they will put their question, and somebody else will throw him out. And if you're very strong, physically strong, the person cannot lift you. So you're still there, and they'll grab your shirt, and shirt will be torn. It's torn. Literally, you see that they are fighting. They're not actually fighting. Their shirt is torn, they don't mind, as long as they can sit there. They don't mind your shirt is torn. Their shirt is torn many times. So this is in that stage. And gradually you come up, and you see the monks to the other side, the senior monks. They are so, you just feel the atmosphere of calmness. I won't say just calmness, profound calmness. Profound calmness. And the monks, some monks are giving answers, some are throwing questions, and nobody is pulling, pushing, nothing. And somebody asks a question, and when the question is so profound, everybody else will just break into laughter to see what he's going to give an answer. And this person will never react. The answer is very calm, cool, will appreciate the question, contemplate, while others are laughing at you. But you're oblivious to what they're doing. You are simply lost in what answer to give. And then you give an answer. If the answer is so brilliant, then others all heads will turn to the questioner. Right? Now what question you have? This answer is so beautiful, right? And then they say, if the answer is so good that the questioner is almost left with no question, then everybody will say, again, there is the ambience created, ambience of joy, profound joy. You will say, wow. And this feeling is something which you will never get from anywhere. So, who are these people? These people, one's fighting there on the other side. You're getting this, how they progress along. So Nalanda students, same. Initially, others may see they're a little crazy. How many things are there? There are thousands, right? And where you say 2. So they will say 1,000. And later on, gradually, when they're about to finish the studies, then they'll say 2. They'll come back. You're getting it? Okay. So there are 2. My question to you is, are these 2 things one or different? Penzola. One or different? These 2 things. Look, Nalanda, they would say unnecessarily add something. I said one or different. I didn't say convention, one or different. I didn't say this, and they cannot give the proper answer. Right? Okay, let me ask, what's your name again?
Mine?
Yes.
Odin.
Odin, tell me, how, are these 2 one or different? Very good. Simple. Now there are people, they will create unnecessary problem. Convention is different, ultimately one, different. Now the question is, because that these 2 are not one, these 2 are different, the phenomenon of difference between the 2, does it exist or not?
Yes.
Priyanka? Yes, look, this is the answer required. Yes, in Nalanda people learn from Priyanka. Right? Yes, the difference exists. Where is the difference? You said there are 2 things. There are 2 things. Now there's a third thing also, difference. Where is this difference? Is this here or this? Huh? Where is it? The difference, the phenomenon known as difference, it exists where? Here or here? Both, in both sides. Okay, if both sides, then we'll damage, we'll destroy this. I don't even touch it, I keep it there. The difference is still there? It's not there, it's not here. So we destroy this. Is it here? Not here. You getting it? It exists, but where? It exists, undeniably it exists, but it doesn't exist as a substance. Substance, there are only 2. You're getting it? There's something which exists, but it does not have a substance. That because it does not have substance, it does not undergo change. Because therefore it is not changing. What is not changing should be unchanging. What is unchanging is permanent. So this is one example. There are multiple examples. Yes, Soham.
Geshe, this is like one of the criticisms that Dharmakirti gives to the Nyayas is saying that difference, permanence, especially mental and verbal designations, are not ontologically permanent. So they don't exist.
This is not my question. What is your question against this?
My question is, I agree with that, but then
What's your question? Don't say Acharya Dharmakirti said that. You can paraphrase. You can paraphrase, just put it very directly. You getting it? Let's say, I'll tell you how to do it. Because if you say he said this, I don't know what you are saying. You're getting it? So therefore, I want to hear what you are saying. For example, let's say that I'm convinced that time and space both are relative. Now you talk about Newton's 3 laws of motion, where only the space talked of as relative. Then I say that, but time is also relative. Rather than saying, Einstein said time is relative. You're getting, I don't have to quote. You now tell me what's your question.
the question is, difference isn't substance. And why isn't it substance?
It is not substance because whether it is substance or not, the definition is how the ordinary people understand. And the ordinary people, when I say, what is there? How many things are there? Ordinary people, I ask how many things are there, they will say 2. This is undeniably a truth. When they say there are 2 things, now how many things are there? Nothing. But there's absence of flower and the absence of light is also there. You getting it? For them, these two are not counted as existent. Why? For them, something exists means something substantially existent. So therefore, when they say that it doesn't exist, it means no substantial existence. Only 2. Listen. Only 2. The difference also exists. For the blind, they say that this is flower, this is lead. You're getting it? Don't waste my time. Okay, so the blind person will say, don't waste my time. I know these 2 are different. You're getting a blind person to say, don't waste my time. You're getting it? Because I know that these 2 are different. These 2 are not one. Don't underestimate the blind people. Okay, good. What next question? Yes.
So, more clarity. So, yesterday we were discussing about the cognitive, the garlic example that you gave.
Yes.
So, the cognitive aspect we were struggling a bit.
Okay. Oh, what cognitive aspect? Be very precise, because the word cognitive can be attached to many things.
So, there are two kinds of obstructions.
Obscurations, okay.
Affective and cognitive. So, affective we understand is very gross level, but the cognitive, what could be like few more examples there?
Okay. If you want me to give examples, that's easy. Examples very easy. For example, the flower and the smell of the flower. From the soap and the smell of the soap. Very easy.
Personal level, like as a human.
Real, you are not asking for the examples, you are asking for the illustrations. Illustrations, examples are different. You are asking for the illustrations. To know the illustrations, what we suggest is first you have to know the words, technical words correctly. Right? What are the technical words? Instead of obstruction, you say obscuration. You have to learn these technical words correctly. Then I'll get a feeling that, okay, that he has the ground. Only when there's a ground, then I will stack something. If you don't say the ground, I'll not stack. You're getting it? So, the Shubhrata, what you understood what I'm saying? Good. What next question? The Ashiji, your question?
Yes, Krishna. In fact, I was again on the permanence and impermanence.
Yes.
Considering the phenomenon of death
Yes.
and reincarnation,
Yes.
I find that there is a change in the process of death.
Yes.
So, is it a impermanent event?
Which one?
Death itself.
Death itself. Of course, this is the example of what is known as the gross impermanence. Death is gross impermanence. For example, let's say all composite things impermanent. So there, one is expected to think of the impermanence of one's own death. We have to think about this. Yes, it's impermanent. Yes, Dorjila.
Yesterday we were discussing about permanence and impermanence here. And with respect to 5 aggregates, then we all agreed that 4 aggregates are permanent. Regarding the consciousness, we also agreed that mind is impermanent.
What is permanent or impermanent?
Mind is impermanent.
Impermanent, yes.
So after that, we discussed about the consciousness. Then we discussed that some latencies of the consciousness go to the next
part, yes.
We have understood in the classes, previous classes. So we were of the opinion that it is the kind of
Permanent phenomenon.
Although 5 aggregates are supposed to be impermanent.
Yes.
That's what was confusing this.
Okay, this is a good question. Say the mind, in the first place, we need to make clear what's the difference between mind and the consciousness. The first thing, mind and consciousness, both are English words from Carlton Shirabla's country. This is their language. It's not Asian language. Mind, consciousness, both. So the Asians, to convey the concepts developed in Asia to the other people, to the English-speaking people, they have to borrow English words. For example, the Buddhists, they borrow English words from the Britishers. Jains, they borrow English words to convey the concept of the moksha. Likewise, Vedanta, Samkhya, Nyaya, the Vaisheshik, Mimamsaka, they're all these classical Indian traditions, they borrow English words to convey their concepts. Now, how they borrow the concepts, the words to convey these concepts, how did they borrow concepts? It differs tradition to tradition. Within Buddhism, they can differ. But in mainstream Buddhism, how we borrow the English words into your tradition to express your concept is mind and consciousness are seen as the same. These two are seen as interchangeable. They mean the same. Whereas for the other classical Indian traditions like Jainism, Vedanta, Samkhya, Mimamsaka, Vaisheshik, how they borrow the words consciousness and what? Mind is very different. For them, the mind is, what we call as mind is similar to that. But when they borrow this word consciousness to mean the self, the person, it's very different. It's very different. So now it's also good, so therefore we need to learn how to contextualize things, to understand the usage of the words in a specific context. We need to know the context and then understand it. Don't try to impose your understanding of the word consciousness, mind, and so forth. For example, you learn conscious mind here, and you go out, you meet with the Jain scholars or other scholars, and you just impose consciousness in the mind. They'll be shocked. You're getting it? So, in the first place, the conscious mind, how these two words are borrowed, how these two words are used. In the Buddhist tradition, Buddhist psychology, we use the two words as synonymous. Okay, the next question is the 5 aggregates. Aggregate of what are 5 aggregates? Aggregate of form, aggregate of feeling, aggregate of discrimination, aggregate of composition factors, and aggregate of consciousness. Okay, so there are so many fives. Don't think every five is one five, right? There are five aggregates, five ever-present mental factors, five powers, five paths. There are many fives. Don't think that there's only one set of five. Okay, so five aggregates. So first we have to understand what the five aggregates they are. We know how to enumerate what they are with yourself. Just see what the five aggregates. Just see first, do you have the physical body? Yes. That physical body that we have is the aggregate of the form. Now what we have is, okay, we are talking about what is empirical existence. Empirical existence meaning something which you and I can understand easily. You're getting it? Empirical, not the esoteric. Not esoteric, obscure, there's something there, hazy reality, spooky, no. Only the empirical, I'm only talking about the empirical realities. So what we have, for example, let's say that I'm a male, is all the body. Or I'm a female, is a body. Or say that I'm a Tibetan, is a body. And you say, I'm compassionate, I'm not compassionate. This is about the mind. This is how you describe yourself, based on the body and the mind. So, besides these two, when you describe yourself empirically, we see that there's no description. It's only described based on the body and the mind. So, body is referred to as the aggregate of form. And the mind we split into four. Mind we split into four. How? The mind in general and the specific functions of the mind. For example, let's say that the word Delhi University. Delhi University is, okay, let's say the Kalimpong, is there any university? College? There must be college. Huh? Kalimpong College. We say the Kalimpong College is extremely good. Kalimpong College is so good in general. And then maybe within the college there are departments. Within departments, some departments may be so good, some may be very weak. Right? Let's say Department X is so weak, it's not really good, weak. And then you say that, okay, Kalimpong College is so good, but Kalimpong, this Department X, this is weak. So we see that Kalimpong overall is good. Within that, there are so many divisions, departments, faculties, whatever you call it. There are many divisions. Likewise, the mind in general and the divisions of the mind. Mind in general, we call it the aggregate of consciousness. Mind in general, aggregate of consciousness. Now, how many aggregates gone? Two aggregates gone, aggregate form and aggregate consciousness. Now, specifically, like the departments, okay, in what, say a nation, a country has many ministries. Tell me, based on what these ministries are assigned? Vinay? Based on what the ministries are assigned? Functions. How many agree with Vinay? Raise hands. Yes. Priyanka, you agree? What did you agree with? What did you agree? Agree that the ministries are assigned based on the different functions. You agree? Yes. So the ministry are assigned, various ministries are assigned within the same government. Various ministries are assigned based on the different functions. Likewise, our mind can be assigned with different functions. And based on these functions, instead of ministries, they are known as mental factors. Mind in general and the mental factors. Mental factors meaning that the mind having many functions, these individual functions are referred to as mental factors. Of these mental factors, there are two mental factors which are extremely important in your life. Extremely important. And if you know, these are the brilliant legacies of the Buddha's teachings. Of the numerous mental factors, there are two which are particularly of great importance. One is the feeling, mental factor of feeling. Why is it important? Feeling decides all your actions. Feeling decides all your actions. For example, say somebody tells you, hey, give 100 rupees to this person. And when you say, give 100 rupees to this person, pleasant feeling comes, you'll easily give. Unpleasant feeling comes, it'll hold you back. You getting it? Okay, there's somebody who's sick. So we need to go to help. We need to take him to the hospital. It'll take another two hours. Pleasant feeling comes, you readily jump to help. Unpleasant, no, 2 hours. In 2 hours, then I can read the 37 practices of the Bodhisattvas 10 times, right? I'm wasting a lot of time like this. Compassion missing, unpleasant feeling comes, you will not do, you look for excuses. You will not do. So feelings decide. Feeling decides, for example, Shubroto was busy, what are you doing? Closing the body with the cap. Busy doing that. This action or not. This action is determined by this feeling. Because, but if it is not closed, remaining open, unpleasant feeling comes to him. You're getting it? So when you do it very effectively, pleasant feeling comes. Okay, now it's done. Pleasant feeling comes. So that pleasant feeling makes him to do it. Right? Okay, so some people sit like this, arms around your knees, because why? Why? Sitting like this, cross-legged, little unease is coming. Unease coming. And then how do you remove this unease? 2 legs, a little tired. So you hold the 2 legs, then the unease is removed. Little ease comes. And some stretch the legs. Some stretch the legs. You feel, look. The ease comes. You're going to get all, believe it or not, all your actions are determined by the feelings. So therefore, the feelings and actions are connected. As such, now you are advised, commit no evils. Accumulate as great wealth of virtues as possible, which means that do good things, don't do bad things. Okay, do good things, don't do bad things. Good things, bad things, do bad things, do good things. These are actions, yes? Okay, now you have to stop the bad things. How to stop the bad things? When the mere thought of the bad things, unpleasant feelings should be triggered. With the bad things, unpleasant feeling triggers, you will stop doing it. Good things attached with the pleasant feeling, right? Good things, pleasant. For example, say we have the class here, and somebody is sick, right? Okay, we have to go to help. We have to go to help. Go to help meaning good things or bad thing. I'm going to miss the class, but no, to help this person more important, right? It's a good thing. So the thought of doing good things, pleasant feeling should be triggered. When this triggered, you will jump to help. You're getting it? So learning this psychology, you see that, okay, so this is where I need to attach the pleasant feeling with doing good things and unpleasant with doing bad things. For example, drinking, right? The mere thought of drinking excites you. Hormones are released. happy hormones are released. Whereas in drinking, stress hormones are released, you will not drink. It's very easy. If there's a pill which will release, instant release of stress hormones, the moment you touch the alcohol, stop addiction is very easy. It's not the problem at all, but it's a big issue nowadays. What do you call it? Rehabilitation centers. People really work so hard. They're temporary measures, they're very temporary. But imagine if you take a pill and the stress hormones are released instant the moment you touch the alcohol or you drink the alcohol, stress hormones release. You will never even touch the alcohol. So stress hormones mean unpleasant feeling. You're getting it? So therefore, what our job is to attach the pleasant feeling with the doing good things. Unpleasant feeling with the doing bad things. This is our job. This is dharma. Okay. So with this Bodhisattva, feeling plays a very important role. Therefore, feeling is categorized as a separate aggregate of feeling. How many aggregates now? 3. Form, consciousness, feeling. Now there's another mental function which is extremely important. This is known as the mental factor of discrimination. Extremely important. Anyone who can tell me why it is important, how it is important? Anyone? How is important? Why is important? Yes, David.
Well, it shapes your whole view of reality.
It shapes the whole view of the reality. But what about those people who are not interested in reality? Relevant, not relevant. It's so relevant to everyone. Anyone? Next. Anyone? How discrimination plays a very important role. Anyone?
It cognizes.
Yes, Tujanhola.
I think it helps in finding reasons.
It helps you find reasons, yes.
Whether it's good or bad.
Yes, very good. Yes.
It helps to differentiate.
It helps you differentiate, very good.
It's a moral compass.
Huh?
It's a moral compass.
How?
A compass is something which gives you direction.
Yes.
So this discrimination gives the mind direction.
How?
My pointing is if it's good or bad.
How? Give me an example. Let's say you are from the Homo sapien 0.3 million years ago and suddenly jump to 0.3 million years later. Now, you're from that era, 300,000 years ago. That person suddenly comes to this time, bypass all the 0.3 million years. And what is moral right or wrong? I don't know.
So if it's bad, then it's pain. If it's good, then
Okay, so the practice of dharma is very painful. So therefore people go into drinks. So it's bad. Dharma is painful. Drinks is very easy. So it's virtuous, it's good. Okay. Vinay.
It is a factor in deciding your actions.
Say again.
It is a factor in deciding your actions.
How? Yes, it's a factor which decides the action. That's good. Okay. Shrikant, you want to say something? Okay. Now, let us say, is there anybody who likes to share with us what your profession is? It's up to you. You like to share, not share what your profession is? Anyone? Who likes to share what your profession is? Vinay, you like to share with us?
You know, business of importing from Africa agro-products.
Okay, you are a business importer. Business. Anyone else? Yes.
Office secretary.
Office? Office secretary. Okay. If you're given a choice, be very honest. Don't be too humble. Say, office secretary of a local office or office secretary of the president's office.
Not president.
No, say, and local office, you get X amount. I'm not going to say what it is. Present office, you get 50 into X. Which do you prefer? Be very honest. This is what I'm saying. Be very honest. Solomon, you tell me what your mom will prefer. Be very honest.
What she's saying is true.
No, because she has to feed you. She has to send you to good schools. She needs money. Be very honest. For you. It's not for her selfish thing. It's for you. You're getting it? She wants to send you to good school. Yes? No? She wants to send you to good school or bad school? Good school, you need more money. Be very realistic. I thought that you are realistic. You're not. Okay, anyone else? Anyone else? Yes.
In this example, or about
Your own profession.
okay, my profession is I'm a physical therapist.
Okay, physical therapist. Okay. Physical therapist. Okay. Physical therapist. Physical therapist who's sought after by, say, 20 people. Or who's sought after by millions of people listening to you. Which do you prefer?
I mean, if I would be fearless, and if I
Oh no, don't about fearless. Be very normal person. Don't talk about the philosophy. You getting it? Imagine that you have no idea about Buddhapata. Right? Okay, tell me you are given choice, these two.
yeah, I would choose the bigger one.
The big one, yes, very good, very honest. Okay. The Jappi, you will say something? Your profession?
I'm in government service.
Government service. Okay, same government service. What do you call it? Levels? Grade or what? What's the label?
Great.
Grade. Okay, let's say the position or the grade. So grade, let's say, top grade is, let's say, 1. And say you are given a choice. You either go for 1 or you are number 3, grade 3 or grade 1. You're given choice. What would you prefer?
Grade 1.
Grade 1. Okay, good. So what I'm saying is that discrimination. For example, say, how many you like football? Be very honest. Okay. It's quite interesting. Okay. Isrimla and Jabi also. You like football? But you raise your hand like this quickly. Okay. Okay, what I'm saying is that okay. If you are a football player, you want to be a regular football player or a world like the level of the Messi and Ronaldo. If there's a choice, hey, Messi or Ronaldo, no, right? Whatever, whichever, they level. I'm not saying that he's better, she's better. I'm not saying that. They level, both on a very high level. Now listen, this is so important. It's a matter of the quality. With the football skills, the quality, as the quality becomes more precise, more refined, your expertise increases. And then you reach to that level. Even the business. For example, somebody can do a business on a very low, small scale, somebody on a huge scale with no loss, always increment, very successful. And as government service, promotion so fast, right? And everybody, the PM wants you, the president wants you, everybody wants you, and the UNO wants you, right? She's so good, he's so good, everybody wants you. This is all determined by the quality of the metal factor of discrimination. You're getting it? With respect to whatever you're doing, government service, business, teaching, whatever, say the quality discrimination, how you see things in a very nuanced way. You can see things very nuanced way. You're very successful in that particular area. So the quality of your life will be determined by the degree of the sharpness of your discrimination. So everybody wants a better. Okay, so we have somebody sitting for the competitive exams, right? Venezuela, sitting for competitive exams, and here Soham, and most likely Diptangshu, right? So, and also Sonam. Yes. Okay. So now the thing is that, so for these competitive exams, say if you have that capacity to see how the thought process of the people who design the exam papers, you getting it? If you have that talent, skill to see the nuances of the people, the person who designed the question paper, you can easily crack the exam. Because you know what this person is thinking, the person who asked the question, right? At the moment we are like, oh, this is sir or ma'am, brilliant person, and you're struggling. No, you know his or her thinking. Oh, he's asking this, she's asking this. You can easily crack the exam very successfully. So it's all determined by the sharpness of your mental factor of discrimination. This is so important. Mental factor discrimination decides the quality of your life. If you are a businessman, what level of business doing? If you're a teacher, what level of teacher? If you are government service, what level of government service? Or if you are the architect, what level? Where the different countries, they demand you. They come to India to, they seek your expertise. So it's all determined by the degree of the sharpness of your discrimination. So these two are extremely important mental functions. So therefore these two are counted as separate mental factors. Mental factor of feeling, mental factor of discrimination. Okay, now how many the agree is gone? 4. What are they? Form, consciousness, feeling, discrimination. Okay, now of the innumerable mental factors, mental functions you have, 2 are counted separate. All the remaining mental factors are put into one basket known as the aggregate of compositional factors. Done. All the other mental factors, mental functions are put in the category of what is known as aggregate of compositional factors. Okay, this is the 5 aggregates. Okay, now what I'm saying is that why am I talking about the 5 aggregates? Why?
The consciousness.
Okay, yes, consciousness. So the consciousnness, and we see that we have 5 aggregates. So this, what the mind in general is known as consciousness, and why I went into great details of 5 aggregates is partly because of the Sudarshana. She asked me yesterday, are you going to teach on 5 aggregates? She said that, and today Dorji asked, the consciousness is permanent, impermanent. Okay, so there's the 5 aggregates. And the consciousness or the mind is impermanent, although it carries imprints from one life to the next life. Simply because the imprints are carried from one life to the life, it doesn't mean it's permanent. For example, this fan, it came from Delhi. So, it came from Delhi with Tenzin Ravindra. Tenzin Ravindra came like the consciousness, carrying the imprints. Tenzin Ravindra carrying the fan from Delhi to Kalimpong. But the fan is still impermanent. So the consciousness went from one life to the other. Then the Ramayana from Delhi to Kalimpong, and consciousness carrying the imprints, Ramayana carrying this fan, the fan is impermanent. Even the imprint is also impermanent. What carries the imprint, the consciousness, is also impermanent. Okay. Yes, Soham.
I have a question regarding the five aggregates.
Yes.
So, in deep meditation practice, from a perceptual point of view, form disappears after a certain point. That is, you don't have your body awareness, consciousness goes. Then your feelings, your feeling of, this is a nice feeling, this is a bad feeling, that disappears. Then your discrimination of the nuances of the mind.
Okay, gone. Composite factor gone. Consciousness is gone. So what's the question?
The question is, you reach a point of awareness, right? That is just something that's shining light.
How do you know that? How do you know that there's a shining light?
Experience through meditation.
Did you experience that?
Yes, partially. In some retreats.
Did you experience it? Where everything dissolves?
Where everything dissolves.
And the shining light?
There is just that awareness.
Awareness is fine. Shining light, you said shining light. People may think that it's shining here. Soham is shining, It's not like this.
Just light.
Okay, good. What is your question?
Question is, what is that? It's not an aggregate. It's all the...
Okay, so the now absence of the five aggregates, this is what is left. Absence of flower is existent. But exactly is a meditation. Meditation, there's so many kinds. What meditation you're talking about?
Emptiness meditation.
Okay. With the emptiness, if you just see that the aggregate is dissolved, full stop, this is not emptiness. This is nihilism. Whereas objective aggregative feeling should dissolve. Aggregative form should not dissolve. The objectively existent aggregative form is dissolved. Likewise, and something is left. What is that? Subjective form is left. Objective form is dissolved. Subjective form is left. But this is known as the mind. For example, let's say that, from distance you see a forest. How many have seen forest in your life? Raise hands. You've all seen forests. From distance you see the forest. But when you go into the forest, you will not see the forest, you will see the individual trees. You getting it? So, when you go into the forest, what happens to the forest? The forest not disappeared, but with respect to your mind, the forest does not appear. Forest is still there. You getting it? Likewise, the mind which sees if you want to see the forest, where should you go? Don't go into the forest. Stay away from the forest. Then you'll see the forest. If you go into the forest will disappear. But it doesn't mean that the forest is non-existent. Likewise, if you want to see yourself, your aggregative form, aggregative feeling, discrimination, common factors, and so forth, don't go too much into the aggregate. If you go too much into aggregate, they will disappear. For example, like this beautiful flower. If you want to enjoy the flower, keep distance. If you want to enjoy the cheesecake, don't go into the atoms. You will not see the cheesecake. So, that mind, which is correct? The mind which sees the cheesecake or mind which sees the atoms? Which is correct? Both are correct. But, while both are correct, there's a problem. The mind which sees the atoms, it does not see the cheesecake. You cannot enjoy the cheesecake. So, we see that while both are correct, how can there be two different perceptions? The one where the cheesecake doesn't make sense, that mind is known as ultimate analysis. The mind which sees the cheesecake from distance, that mind is known as conventional analysis. You getting it? So therefore, what the ultimate analysis finds is the absence of the objective cheesecake. So in other words, that is known as seeing the emptiness of cheesecake. You're getting it? Likewise, the five aggregates dissolve. What you are seeing is you are seeing the emptiness of the five aggregates. You are not seeing the five aggregates, non-existence of five aggregates. You are seeing the emptiness of the five aggregates. Okay, good. Okay, any more questions before we leave for lunch break? Any more questions? Yes.
We were discussing about this three types of suffering. So, the pervasive condition suffering, though not get explained to us, but still.
Pervasive condition suffering. So what?
So, we want to make a bit of that.
Pervasive condition suffering. Okay, that's a very important point. And in fact, I'm repeating this again. In fact, this group is very fortunate to have, for example, like Carl, Denzi Sherbla, and Tuden Songla, and Joshua, and of course, Dorji. So why I'm saying this is that because that in such retreats, because that is very short time together, and the subject matter will be covering some text. These texts are composed by the great masters, so it incorporates many important things, and the seniors, they can greatly help us. So meanwhile, I would like to inform you that very soon, of course, you must have also inquired from others. And we have Denzi Pinsola also. I'm quite impressed by Denzi Pinsola, although very young, and his understanding, is so good. He learned so much within a short span of time. And CC2 and NMC2. Okay, so I'm quite impressed by him. So what I'm saying is that now there's new opening for the NCC3, new opening, and after that around the month of December, NDC6. So I would suggest that these questions, like very good questions. So these questions really need something for you to really feel that, okay, it makes sense. You require a little bit of systematic studies. And these Nalanda courses will help us to shape you into a systematic studies. Otherwise, you ask the question to somebody gives an answer, and then still you feel a little hazy, these things happen. So what I'm saying is that these courses, one, they are directly taught in English, number one. Number two, they're very systematically taught. Number three, the cost is extremely low. Number one is highly subsidized for everyone. And some people, they say that from America, they enrolled for this course. And they say that the payment that we have to make for the course and the commission the bank takes, commission is bigger. Commission charge the bank takes is way higher than what they are sending to. What the actual fee is so small. One. And for the students, from this very small, tiny the subsidized fee for the students, again 75% scholarship. And for the monastics, 100% scholarship. This is how we make things so easily accessible to everybody. So feel free to join if you're interested, particularly if you have these questions. This will be a great platform because there are many seniors who are also coming. Very seniors, still they're joining these courses, so that you can identify who the seniors are, who are the really good ones. And you can have direct contact with them, ask questions to them. In fact, I would say that, for example, like Carl Josh and then the Joshua, the Sonla, and even I'm very impressed by the Spinzola. Shrikant, you're from Nanda Studies? Yes. So I can see that that to be connected with these seniors, that will be very helpful for us. So feel free to join. So with this, for example, this question also, what is pervasive condition suffering? So in 10-day course or in one-day lecture, we cannot even touch that. So I'm glad that they are there to help us. Okay, now make it very quickly. As they say, pervasive conditioned suffering. So first of all, we need to be extremely realistic. Extremely realistic, which means that it should be very rational. Rational meaning it should make sense. It should be logical. It should be logically consistent, and not just stories. Not just stories or some tricky words, and then you are lost and finished. So it should be very logically consistent. For that, pervasive conditioned suffering, we need to first of all know why the word pervasive added. Number 2, why the word condition is added. Number 3, what you identify as pervasive conditioned suffering, how they are suffering. 3 things. If you understand this, and then you have to identify the illustrations. So first, let's say the pervasive. What is meant by pervasive? Let's say that somebody is interested in physics, or there's somebody who's interested in physics. Is it pervasive to all? Jabi. It's not pervasive to all. It's only with this boy, Sonam. Right? It's not pervasive. Pervasive means something which everybody has the feel. No, it's only one person. It's not pervasive. So here the pervasive, in what context? In the context of samsara. And samsara is broken down into 3 groups. What are the 3 groups? Desire realm, form realm, and formless realm. 3 realms are there. So somebody who's in the sleep of ignorance, somebody who has a self-grasping ignorance, these are the 3 places to stay. There's no other home. This is samsara. This is our home. So within this, we see that there are 3 groups. Desire realm, formless realm. Now, some sufferings exist only in the desire realm. Some suffering exists in the desire and form realm, not in the formless. So these suffering, they are not pervasive. Whereas the third suffering is what exists across all the 3 realms. That is known as pervasive. Like what? Involuntary birth in samsara. Involuntary birth in samsara happens across all the 3 realms. Say, taking birth in desire realm, involuntary. Taking birth in form realm, involuntary. Taking birth in formless realm, involuntary. Likewise, being under the control of contaminating karmas and afflictions is across the 3 realms. All 3 realms, for the 2 teachers of the Buddha, Acharya Alara Kalam, Acharya Utrega, their realization already hits the level of the formless. Yet, they have the involuntary, they were still under the control of the contaminating karmas and afflictions. So therefore, the thing is that being under the control of contaminating karmas and afflictions is across the board of the 3 realms, which means that it exists, it is true, pervasive, it pervades in all the 3 realms. Likewise, the neutral feelings, contaminated neutral feelings. I remember when I speak about the contaminated neutral feelings as the pervasive conditioned suffering, Jabi, her eyes began like that. I remember. When I said 2 days ago, I remember that she was interested, right? Okay, I'll explain this to you now. So, a pervasive neutral, what is that? Contaminated neutral feeling. How is it a pervasive? How is it pervasive? Because neutral feelings, contaminated neutral feelings are with us also. Most of us at the moment is a neutral feeling. It's neutral, most of us. Maybe for Jabi, it's not neutral feeling, it's a pleasant feeling at the moment. Right? For others, okay, what happens now? It's already time for lunch. Still he's not finishing, right? Okay, unpleasant feeling. Some people, okay, let him finish. It's okay, neutral feeling. Jabi, excitement, right? Pleasant feeling. Okay, so neutral feeling, we have neutral feeling. Formless, they also have neutral feeling, but contaminated. So it again exists in all the two realms. So this is pervasive. Next is conditioned. We in samsara means that we don't have the freedom. Lack of freedom is the mark of samsara. We don't have freedom. Lack of freedom. What makes us not to have the freedom? What makes us not to have the freedom? Because we are conditioned. We are conditioned by ignorance. We are conditioned by the self-grasping ignorance. We are conditioned by the contempt comes afflictions. You're getting it? We're conditioned by this. So therefore there's no freedom. We don't have the freedom to choose where to take birth. We're conditioned. Now finally suffering. How are these suffering? Because these are the masterminds of all the other sufferings. For example, say you have an immediate boss and you have the main boss. You have the main boss and you cannot meet the main boss. You have to meet with your immediate boss all the time. And the immediate boss may look so cruel to you. Every morning, Jambi comes to the office and says, "Good morning, sir," or "Good morning, ma'am." I don't know. What is that? Good morning, sir or ma'am? Ma'am, yes. Good morning, ma'am. And the ma'am doesn't even look at Jabi. Right? If doesn't even look at Jabi, it seems like true. Right? Doesn't even look at Jabi. And says that. And instead what she does is that look at the clock. Watch like this. What does it mean? You are late by 5 minutes. You getting it? Right? Okay. So this is the response. And you see that what happens? My boss is too cruel. And one day, and then your boss has a boss. And one day, Jabe happens to pass by the office of the boss. In that main boss office, she could even overhear from outside that the main boss is calling somebody. You happen to lean into Jabi. You're not too strict to Jabi. And your boss, sir, ma'am, sir, yes. Sorry, I'm trying my best to be strict on her. I'm trying my best. Sir, I'm very sorry. Sir, I'm very sorry. No, you're being, next time you're being very lenient to Jabi, I'll make sure that you're fired. Right? Then Jabi is shocked. You're getting it? Earlier, once in a while, Jabi meets with the main boss. And more, Jabi, you look so unhappy today. What happened? Let's go for a cup of tea. Where? Starbucks. Be happy. If any issue with the man, let me know. Right? Oh, Jabi is so happy. Right? Oh, any issue with the man, the boss is very kind to me. Then later when you hear this, your boss was scolding your boss. That how dare that you are so lenient on Jabi, right? Then you are shocked. Why? Because my boss being unkind to me is because of the boss, not because of her own initiative. Then you see that boss looks so nice, was a facade, is not the reality. You getting it? Then you see that it's the mastermind. He's the mastermind who makes my boss to treat me badly. Then you see that is the worst thing. So likewise, being under the sway of the contaminant karmas, the afflictions, under the control, involved birth. The moment you involuntarily take birth in samsara, done. Then the suffering starts. That is the mastermind. Likewise, neutral feelings. Neutral feelings. Not all neutral feelings, but the contaminated neutral feelings. Contaminated neutral feelings, for example, say, because contaminated meaning, that contaminated means ignorance. For example, in the dream, you say you are dreaming. In the dream, you see that, okay, now is very neutral, I'm feeling neutral, but that you don't see the dream neutral as a, you don't see the dream neutral as a dream neutral, you see as a real neutral. That is ignorance. That ignorance contaminates your neutral feeling. That neutral feeling is the foundation for the rest of the flowers, the poisonous flowers of the true sufferings coming into being. Because of the neutral feeling, you're still in the ignorance. So then any time, the hunger can become intensified. At the moment, your hunger is neutral. Anytime it can become intensified. Right? Anytime you can get the lunch, after 5 minutes you get the lunch, and pleasant feeling comes. Feeling of, what is that? Suffering change comes. Suffering comes. Because you live with the foundation of the new contaminated neutral feelings. You getting it? That is a mastermind. That is how it is suffering. So mastermind of your suffering is good or bad? Mastermind of your suffering is good or bad? Is bad. It's the worst thing. So therefore, this is the meaning of the pervasive conditions of. Okay, we'll stop here. Deyata Om Gati Gati Rasam Gati Bodhisattvas Om Gati Gati Paragati Parasam Gati Bodhisattvas Om Gati Gati Paragati Parasam Gati Bodhisattvas. Three processions together.